close.
Let's get more on this and in general what's happening in the business world with Ryan Payne. He is the president of Payne Capital Management. Ryan, good to have you with us.
Hey, good to see you, Michelle.
Now, Ryan, we just heard from Chloe Liu about that cyber attack, ransomware, which hit 150 countries, about 200 to 300,000 computers. Now, we saw Cisco benefiting from this.
Yeah, I think anyone who's doing security right now, any type of stock like that, definitely drove the markets today. Cisco's up over 2%. And the stocks are relatively cheap. That's the other thing. I think they've been overlooked as other parts of the market, specifically the technology sector, have done really, really well. But I think now a lot of focus, I'm a business owner, and I am a business owner, is you're going to start thinking about your security, and that's where a lot of the spending is going to start to go.
Very interesting that Bitcoin has done very well. And of course, to pay this ransom, you would have to open a Bitcoin account.
Yes.
So conspiracy theory there, maybe, just saying. Well, let's talk about oil, Ryan. It's up about 2%. Saudi Arabia and Russia saying more production cuts are in the offing. Do you think that the other countries in OPEC are necessarily going to go along with this?
Well, they're two of the biggest producers in the world, so I think if they're going to make decisions about cuts, everyone else is going to listen. I mean, Russia, they wield a lot of power, not to mention they have nuclear weapons. So I think if they want to have production cuts, they're going to have to start to see other countries follow suit. Because the U.S. just keeps increasing production, and there's a lot of pressure there because Saudi Arabia, the state-owned oil company, is going to probably go public sometime in the next 2-3 months. So they really need the price of oil up there because they need to raise as much capital as they possibly can.
Now, Ryan, part of the supply glut, to your point, are these U.S. shale producers and frackers.
Yes.
And they have managed to cut production costs, be lean and mean, and stay in business. How have they managed to do this, and is it sustainable?
It's incredible. I mean, within literally less than 2 years, they basically the price of oil has been cut in half where they're actually profitable. So they've been able to be profitable at much lower prices than they've ever had before, which is a real tribute to just American technology in general and innovation in general. As we say, necessity is the mother of invention. So I think that's going to continue. I think the U.S. is going to come on strong here. But we also have to remember global consumption's going up. And by the year 2020, even with the U.S. with more output, its consumption's still going to go outpace whatever production is going to be worldwide. So the reality of it is oil prices most likely are probably going to go higher over the next couple of years.
Well, what's your outlook then?
I say higher oil prices, be bullish on oil.
Higher as in a number?
Actual number? I would say, yeah, I think we could be at $60 a barrel in the next 24 months, realistically.
Let's talk quickly about the infrastructure spending. We're getting a little bit more information about it, or getting information that we'll get more information from Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao. What do you expect?
Well, I mean, first off, we don't even know what's going to happen with the tax bill, because I think that's the first thing, because, again, where are we going to find all this money to actually fund the infrastructure spending that Trump wants to spend?
But isn't infrastructure one of those things that Democrats and Republicans typically do kind of agree on?
Well, you say that, but we've seen a lot of things not being passed through that we thought were going to get passed through in the last couple of months. You couldn't even get the Republicans to agree about health care. Taxes are still on the table. So I think infrastructure is just as vague as anything else right now with what we think is going to get passed.
So you would think that the benefits of infrastructure spending, have they already been priced into the market with the rally that we saw earlier this year?
Well, I think, again, the economy, and I've said this a couple times on the show, is already in great shape. Anything else that gets passed is just gravy. So I think just the fact that we know there's going to be less regulation, or there's not going to be more regulation, and taxes aren't going up is enough. So if we get any sort of infrastructure spending through, I think that's just going to be fuel for the fire, Michelle.
All right, we'll end it on a positive note. Ryan Payne, thank you so much.